The following podcast contains coarse language and adult themes. This week on the show,
we have the power!
It's He-Man. Hey there, friends, and welcome back to the Film Addicts podcast. It's He-Man. It's He-Man, or Masters of the Universe, because I guess the branding is better for that. I don't know. But we're going to talk about it. It's a pretty dope picture. It's probably a bit long. We'll get into that as well. But before we do that, I'm here with my favourite Eternian, the person at arms themselves. It's Addy. What's up?
What's up, man? Nothing much. I've been okay. I've been really excited to talk about Masters of the Universe, and It's been disappointing seeing nobody talk about it.
I don't think that box office returns is a gauge on the quality of a film. The same way that if you are getting paid for your art, the amount of money you get paid somehow equates to the quality of that art, which is usually horseshit as well. Because a lot of people get paid for quote unquote art that's rubbish. And vice versa. A lot of people get paid fucking nothing for doing amazing creative work. So that doesn't count. But in terms of them, Mattel being like, oh, we've got another Barbie on our hands. No, you don't. What you needed was an Oppenheimer to go up against this. So you should have released it when the Odyssey came out.
Yeah, probably.
You see what I'm saying? Like they should have waited 6 weeks and done it again, and then you could have gone to, Master Odd or something. I was trying to find a Barbenheimer thing, but it doesn't really work.
It's the Odyssey of the Universe.
Copyright. That's gold. That is gold. I'm excited to talk about it too. I had a really good time with it, and it's kind of just what you want, but I feel like people are just taking it too fucking seriously. Anyway, we'll get into it. What's been going on with you? What have you been doing? Some things? You reading some things? You watching some things?
Oh, I have been watching some things. Have you been watching some things?
I've actually been reading more, so I might say some of them instead. But I've watched a few things, but we'll talk about it in what
are we consuming?
Sausages, apparently. Addy told me before we got on, Mikey was like, had sausages last night. Congratulations. That's amazing. I hope they were plump. Watching. I don't know. We did it. Here's the song. Today's a bit funny, isn't it, everybody? I feel kind of loose. Saturday, isn't it? I'm just checking my thing. You go. What have you been watching?
Great.
What are you, an owl?
I watched the finale for the first season of Widow's Bay. It was great. Many, many turns and surprising moments, and I can't wait for it to come back because it's renewed for season 2, which was great. I am so looking forward to this. I've found my new haunting series. I hope this goes on forever. Because it's so cool. It's like, I'm going to give you a pitch to watch this, which is, imagine Jaws, right? Imagine Quint being the ex-mayor of a town who has lost the people's vote because this new guy has come in. He's taken over the mayor responsibilities and is making this town into like a new island vacation home. And imagine the shark being the town.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Good pitch. I do like that actor a lot. The one who's the lead.
Oh, Matthew Rhys.
He's good quality. So it's on the list. I'm just going to wait until, Sugar season 2 started. And I fucking love it. I fucking love it. It's only one episode, so I'll talk about it when the season's ended, but I just fucking love that character so much. So when that's done and maximum pleasure guaranteed, I can only do so much at one time before my brain starts to get them confused,
Season 4 of The Legend of Vox Machina has been kicking in. 3 episodes per week. It's been great.
I'm still here, by the way. I'm just getting something from under my desk. I'm not like simulating a blowjob. Oh, yeah,
What?
tell me about Widow's Mate. Go be. Sorry. Okay. All right. Stop it. God's sake, Regan. I've had to be normal all week, Addie. I've had to be normal all week. And this is...
It's okay. This is what we're here for.
Exactly. We're going to crack. All right, I'm just reaching for something. I'll turn my mic off and you keep talking. I'm listening. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So the Legend of Vox Machina season 4 has been kicking in. It's been great. It's been very, very emotional this time because we know the end of it, and I personally know how the campaign ends, and it's like the way the teasing the end of the show is not fun. Like it's fun as in writing, but it's not fun as in viewing because I know what's coming and it will break me. This season adapts one of the most pivotal moments of the campaign, which is one of the characters very emotionally and in rage saying "What's my mother's name" to people that he's known for quite a while, and none of them knowing it. That's intense, and I love it. And I can't wait to see what they do with the last 3 episodes.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we're going to get into it because next year is their... You were talking about it the other day. Their fifth season?
It's their 5th and final season.
Oh.
Yeah, we might get season 2 of Mighty Nine in between that. I'm not sure.
Right. Well, we're going to talk about it at some stage, whatever the case may be. So, yeah. Right.
And I lastly wanted to talk about, because we did this for Film Club, I watched The Big Lebowski again for like the first time in a very, very long time. And it's such a weird film because it makes you feel like, oh, they don't make these type of movies anymore. But they never did.
Do you know what it is? It's a stoner comedy neo-noir.
Oh, that's, yeah, yes.
It's a 100%. Think about the characters, all the weird kind of characters, and everybody he has to go and meet in order to kind of, sort this thing out for the Big Lebowski, the man behind the chair. He gets given a case, and he says it after he has sex with Maud. He's like, "Oh man, I've been getting so mixed up thinking about this case." And then he's got the other private dick there. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm a Seamus. Come on, fuckhead, like that guy. And then, he meets Maud, who's the femme fatale, and then he meets Jackie Treehorn, and then he gets roughed up by him, and, then he gets kicked out of that cab and, gets the cup thrown at him by the cop, and one of his partners dies, and there's neo-Nazis in it, and or not neo-Nazis, nihilists, and you've got the girl with the pinky toe, and the mystery behind that. It's 100% a noir film, but it's just played mostly for comedy because the dude is bumbling, It's that scene where he's in the car and he's like trying to explain some new shit has come to light, like that whole thing, and just shit, man, she kidnapped herself. Like, he's so fucking inept, but he's the detective in this story. It's a perfect movie. It's 100% a perfect movie. And it's my third favorite movie of all time, which means we have to do an episode on it.
Most definitely. We'll do it for it's past now, but maybe next year, 420, we do that.
Yep. And we get a little bit of the Tibet, and it's very illegal where you are, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's just hard for me to get it.
All right. I'm going to send you some. Smoke a lot of Thai stick, and I was a roadie for Metallica, Sea to Sound Tour. Fucking assholes. So good. Anyway, I love that film so much.
We made a case in our discussion that it's a comedy western.
There's elements to that, yeah,
because
absolutely.
it kind of takes place in most of the dry area, but also it's got that quality of this character going on an adventure and on a journey to get his fucking rug back.
They peed on your rug, dude. They peed on my fucking rug. They peed on your rug. I fucking love Walter. He's so unhinged and he's so broken. He's been tortured by this wife. He's like, "The fuck's with the dog, man?" Oh, it's a Pomeranian. My ex-girlfriend, my ex-wife told me to look after a dog. I told her to go fuck herself. It's not you can't board it. It's got fucking papers. It's a show dog. He's broken from this marriage. He's broken from Vietnam. You know, he's so horrible to Donnie and then totally regrets it when Donnie passes away. Yeah. Like, it's such a beautiful thing. The fucking whites. Anyway, we're not doing the Big Lebowski, Reed. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I'm going to watch that movie tonight.
Yeah, there's a theory online where the most popular one is that Donnie doesn't exist. It's a Vietnam ghost that's haunting Walter, basically. But the dude kind of does acknowledge him, and like the ending is his death. So like that kind of that's not true. But the other thing is that Walter never went to Vietnam.
That's pretty. I reckon that's pretty accurate. Actually, I think he might be a I don't know what they're called. The people who pretend they're in war zones. There must be a term for them. Yeah, and also Donnie interacts with the bowling league as well.
Yeah, he does.
There's too many instances where he's in shot with other people in his eye line. Like it's a pretty bit of a reach to think he's not real. Phone's ringing, dude. Thank you, Donnie.
That's that's what I thought that it was, because like that's one of two dialogues that he has with the dude. But he has I can't.
He talks to him because he says, he's like, "Fuck's wrong with Walter, dude?" After he goes, "You fucking miserable piece of shit."
Yeah. We did that, and it was right after we did No Country for Old Men. And
oh man.
The shock on the face of the one person who doesn't know that both these films are by the Coen brothers was like, it was priceless.
They're still probably two of the best individually and as a directing writing duo, like some of the best American filmmakers who've ever lived. Like they're like, even their stuff that's not great is still better than most shit that comes out. It's just fucking really amazing. Yeah, awesome.
That's what I've been watching.
And you also watched Batman Begins and gave it a bit of a reassess.
Yeah. I watched the Batman Begins, and I still don't like this version of the Batman because, like you said, it is Bruce Wayne if he was a cop, but I really like the writing of it, like how it's structured and the way that he evolves into becoming the Batman is pretty cool. I love the way that he hugs his cape. That is very Batman, and not a lot of live action Batman media does that. I see it as Bruce Wayne taking that cape, wrapping it around himself as a blanket of safeness until he has to open it up and then become the savior of Gotham.
There's also the kind of feral nature of the character of Batman, and he said that when Bale, when he was getting ready for it, because the costume's so uncomfortable, he said it made him animalistic and furious, so he just leaned in. So that kind of hunched thing is to make him look bigger, more imposing, more threatening to the enemy. Like that's the huge thing about. I'm rereading Year One, and that's the thing. Like and they lean into that a lot in Begins is the fear. Like he has to find the fear. That's where the turn happens, and he realizes what he needs to do. Like when he goes down into the cave again in Begins, and the journey theme, the searching theme of Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard, that sort of constant string work that's throughout the entirety of the beginning of that film, and then you end the first act with him in the cave and you get the big drums, dum, dum, and that journey theme becomes the Batman theme, and those strings finally rise. They come out of like a minor chord into a major, and it's just like, oh shit, this is where he's found it. I've dissected these films a lot, and I've decided that despite the fact that my favorite Batman is Michael Keaton, only because my favorite Batman movie is Batman Returns, the Nolan films are my favorite Batman iteration. And it's only in the sense that they play as a trilogy, and the arc of Bruce Wayne going from young broken boy to man who can give up the mantle and go and have a normal life. Like that's a beautiful arc for Bruce, because every time they do the comics, it's only ever second act. You can't get that end.
Yeah.
You can't end it successfully, where he does get over his trauma realizes that, Gotham doesn't need him anymore. It just needs a symbol, and then can go and fuck the shit out of Selena in Europe for 10 years. It's in that moment at the end of Rises where he sees Alfred, and you didn't need the reverse on Bale. You could have just been Alfred looking at the camera and nodding, but you get that reverse of him. You see him there sitting there with Selena, who's got the long hair, he looks tanned. Like Bruce, he overcame his trauma and he won his battles, and he ended up being a better man for having been Batman. I think that as a complete story is better than they've done it on screen any other time,
Yes.
I would have liked to have seen what Affleck did with it, though, I must admit.
Oh, 100%. Because for me, because like there's obviously like Batman overcoming his trauma and becoming a better person and actually being able to process his trauma is a great ending. But the other great ending is that he helps Dick Grayson not fall into the same hole that he did. So that's
the thing that we didn't get in the Nolans is there is that kind of nod that everyone hates, like, oh, his real name's Robin, that's whatever, that's fucking bullshit. No, it's not. It's the guy's name's Blake. He's clearly an allegory or a substitute for Tim Drake, the Batman, the Robin who finds out that Batman is Batman because he sees Nightwing he sees Nightwing doing flips or some shit, and he's like, that's the guy from the Flying Graysons. Like, he recognizes the acrobatics, and then he's like, oh, well, that clearly means that Bruce Wayne is Batman because that's Dick Grayson then, and he figures it out and all that stuff. And there's a bit of Jason Todd in there as well, that he's an orphan too. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays it to the hilt. Like, he's great in that film where he shoots that guy and throws the gun down, and where he comes into the cave at the end and the thing rises up, and it's like, well, he's going to be Batman. And yeah. It's maybe even closer to Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that's probably like a dead-on comparison.
Yeah, anyway. We're talking a lot about I'm into the Batmans a lot at the moment, reading a lot of Batmans, investigating a lot of Batmans, sort of doing a reassess of those trilogies after seeing it at the Astor a couple of weeks ago. I'm just I'm in a Batman space. So yeah, we'll talk about it.
Awesome. What have you been reading?
I've been reading a few things. I'm just going to go through what I watched really quickly. The Australian comedian Randy Feltface, who is an Australian comedian named Sammy J, and he does normally like fairly, kid-friendly material. He writes children's books and all that stuff, but he does his R-rated material as a character called Randy Feltface, a puppet, a purple puppet. And he has a new special out at the moment that's on YouTube for free, and it's called First Banana, and it's fucking hysterical. And I watched it the other night, and I was sore in the stomach from watching it. So I highly recommend that. I watched a great documentary called Mike Mignola Drawing Monsters, and it's about Mike Mignola, the creator of Hellboy. This is free on YouTube as well, and it just sort of charts his career of, trying to make it in the comic industry as an inker, and then creating Hellboy kind of by accident, and then starting that series and Dark Horse taking it over, and then him learning how to write his own comics because John Byrne wrote the first few issues of Hellboy, and then going on to build the Magnolaverse, which is sort of like an empire unto itself. He's kind of a dick. He's kind of a pain in the ass, but absolutely a creative genius. And it also goes through his relationship with Guillermo del Toro during the making of those two Hellboy films and how they kind of fell out with each other. Still love there, but yeah. There's a great documentary on Netflix called Marty Life is Short, which is about the career of Martin Short and his family, and it's really beautifully produced. So I highly recommend that. Disclosure Day is really great. I know everybody's given it a lot of shit and saying that it's fucking. It feels like an early 2000s or late 90s Spielberg film is what it feels like, and I'm totally fine with that. And the thing that everyone's like, oh, that would never happen, and all this kind of stuff. It's a fucking movie about aliens. Of course, the media wouldn't like band together to disclose information that the government was keeping. Of course, that wouldn't happen. They're all owned by fucking billionaires, but to believe and hope that might actually happen, and that aliens would use us as conduits to disseminate this information that's important for the universe and our survival to think that would actually happen is hopeful and pleasant, and I kind of like it. And Spielberg's got the fucking magic touch, man. His sequences are better than fucking anything. It doesn't matter how good a quality the film is. His filmmaking is par excellence. Like, he is unmatched in terms of the way that he makes movies. So everybody shut up and go and see it. Stop worrying about what everybody's saying. Just ignore the internet for 5 fucking minutes. It's an absolute toilet. Social media and the internet is a fucking waste of everybody's time. Unless you're trying to find information that's critical, don't go on there. It's an absolute hovel. Do listen to podcasts, though.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And just quickly, things I've been reading. Again, speaking of the Batmans, I've been reading the collected edition of Batman Earth 1 that Jeff Johns and Gary Frank did in the kind of early 2010s. DC relaunched a bunch of their titles in Earth 1, and they were all like, the characters were contained to their own universe. So in this universe, only Batman exists. And in the Superman one, only Superman exists. And they did a Wonder Woman one as well that Grant Morrison did. And J. Michael Straczynski did the Superman one. But they were 3 volumes, like graphic novel volumes, and that was the entirety of the story. So there's very little at stake in terms of what you can do. So, for instance, in the Batman Earth 1, it's great. Like, the film The Batman by Matt Reeves owes a fucking lot to this book. Like, it's even the fact where he says, "I'm vengeance," is in this book. The art style is fantastic. It's really sparse. There's not a lot of words. It's very cinematic. There's no internal monologue for Batman like there normally is in the books. It's everybody else's internal monologue, mostly Commissioner Gordon's or Lieutenant Gordon's. And it's real bare bones, just, Batman storytelling. He's on the ground, he's fighting motherfuckers, and that's it. And I like my Batman simple, where he's fucking in space all the time with the Justice League or whatever, or going back in time like in Grant Morrison's run, that kind of leans into the obscure, but with these kind of broken down, simple storytelling stuff. And Jeff Johns is such a great storyteller and has such a great style of the way that he tells stories. He did a huge run on Green Lantern for a long time, doing the same thing, making him the space cop. In the Batman Earth 1, things like, not to ruin it straight up because it happens in the first issue or whatever, but the Penguin's the mayor and Alfred shoots him in the face because he's gonna kill. Alfred's this fucking hard SAS dude. He's gonna kill Bruce, and he also finds out that Bruce is Batman. So fucking Alfred shotguns him, and that's it. Penguin is out of the story. And there was one turn, the thing that they do with Two-Face, because it's not the traditional story. Everybody's story is different. Like fucking Killer Croc is an ally and all this kind of stuff. The story they do with Two-Face is fucking fantastic. Like, it's just, I turned the page and I was like, oh, shit on my face. Like, you've got to, with comics these days, you've really got to get me. You've got to get me and have me just like propulsively turning the page and just being so into it, because I have so many comics, so much to read. You got to grab me soon, or you go in the go away pile, and that's definitely going to stick around. It's a really great series. The art is fucking amazing. It's so clean. You can see Batman's eyes through the cowl, which is unusual as well. Normally it's the white, and there's like Gary Frank's so great at emotion and acting. Really, really great. I'm very, 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 very excited to read the 3rd volume where Selena comes in. Anyway, that was a huge rant because I'm just aware of the time, so I'm going really fast. Do you want to talk about nerd news?
Are we just doing Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think so. Let's just get it. Or did you get a bunch of other stuff ready?
I had a bunch of other stuff, but I think Spider-Man is more relevant.
What did you think?
I like that we still don't know what's happening exactly, which is a first with Sony doing trailers.
Yes, yeah, they did reveal a bit too much still. Like, I could have happily not known that the Hulk turned up.
Yes, but the thing was, a week ago, that those images of the Hulk got leaked, so they had to put them in.
Yeah, right. Maybe they were going to do it anyway. I don't know. I just feel like we've had this conversation before. The trailers just fucking reveal way too much these days. Yeah, and whatever's happening with Peter and his powers, like where he's putting on the web things and then the actual organic web comes out and he like squeezes it out. I'm like, that's a cum joke, surely. And I do like the where Bruce is like, "You're not one of my students, are you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. No one knows who he is."
Yeah. Although Hawk might, like actual Hawk might, because his memories are different than Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that's right. He wouldn't have been in Hulk form when the spell got cast.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. And also, lots of Frank. There's that great video that came out of Bernthal and Holland talking about each other and how they filmed their audition tapes for each other's character in the Marvel Universe. And that's going to be really fun. Looks like he's in it more than we thought he was. There's still no reveal of the villain. I think it might be the dude from one of those Spider-Man games.
See, I know things, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I saw a video, like the trailer played, and then the video that would to play next was another, like a YouTuber's done a thing and broken it all down. 88 Easter eggs in the Spider-Man trailer that you don't know.
Yeah, man.
You might be making some of them up. 88 seems like a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. There's a major cast member in this film that hasn't been revealed. Like what character they're playing hasn't been revealed, and
Sadie Sink or whatever her name is.
Yeah, Sadie Sink from Stranger Things fame. But yeah,
I thought she was Lady Punisher.
Sure.
You think it's Jean Grey, don't you?
I don't think that. The internet thinks that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. That's the one thing that I can't make sense of, because if it is, I don't know how that fits in, but that's cool, and I would really like that, like very very much so. I think it might be Valeria Richards, because her powers are like, there's a wave of explosion of actual powers that like stops people. Like the light refraction is very similar to Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four film. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it, yeah.
So yeah, is it Jean Grey? I don't fucking know. I'll find out.
And also, it's interesting to put Peter in the position that he's in and have him, there's a great gag at the end where he's like stretching. He's like, not in high school anymore, you got to stretch kind of thing. But it's true, he's an older character. He's kind of obviously been doing the Spider-Man thing on his own for a long time now, and he's starting to evolve. I know Coleman Domingo's character, I think in the first trailer, his voiceover is talking about the 3 cycles of the Spider. Is it Coleman Domingo?
Nope, it's Keith David.
Keith David, sorry. I'm saying Coleman Domingo not because I'm racist, but because he was in Disclosure Day and I got the two confused.
That's fair.
The movies, not the 2 black actors. Keith David, fucking awesome as well. But yeah, he's sort of saying there's the phases of the spider and that kind of evolution and how Peter can't control himself. Like that's kind of the symbiote story anyway. So that interests me. He's fighting the fucking hand. It's absolutely what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited. They do need to use their fucking AI because I know they fired all their special effects people, so clearly they're using AI to do all the special effects. They need to go back to the render though. There's some stuff there that doesn't look great.
Okay. It
just looks flat and like people aren't in the scene, where MJ and Spider-Man are swinging through the cabins. I'm like, that looked better in Homecoming. So yeah. Anyway, it's exciting times. It's a new Spider-Man's. I love Tom Holland. I really like Daniel Dustin Cretton. I think his pictures have been great. The stuff that he's done for Marvel, Wonder Man and Shang-Chi. Is it Daniel Destin Cretton? Daniel? DDG.
It's Dustin Daniel Cretton.
Yeah, DDG. Like I said, that's his name. Any more thoughts on that before we get into the He-Man?
No. Let's get into He-Man and all of his pronouns.
Let's get into He/Man. As Masters of the Universe 2026, everybody. Fuck. Ooh. This has been on the cards for a really long time. I feel like they've been trying to make this movie in one form or another, and it seems like there's a whole bunch of other ones as well. Like Netflix had a bunch, and
yeah,
there's another film coming out as well through Netflix. Is that right?
So basically,
the kid who played the Atom in Black Adam. Don't just say black and then stop.
Well, that's the second time you've done it this year.
I know. To Black Adam is I keep forgetting his name. Black John. No, wait, what is it? What's his name?
Black Adam.
Black Adam. Yeah, I just feel like there was another one coming.
Yeah, so Netflix had the rights for, or they got the rights for He-Man and like all of the Eternia characters in 2022, if I'm not wrong, and they made like 2 or 3 animated shows with it.
Yeah, Kevin Smith was the showrunner.
Yeah, and then there was one where like it was one of Kevin Conroy's last like voiceover roles, and he was like he was something related to like an aquatic character, and he was in the same scene as Mark Hamill playing Skeletor. That was like a fun thing that they had a scene together in that universe.
It seems like there's another Master of the Universe coming out in 2026 as well, but it's animated.
Yeah, that.
But it also doesn't seem like there's like no one's names are the same. Like, yeah, that's interesting. I'll send you the link to it anyway. But this one, we're talking about this one right now. It's Masters of the Universe 2026, like I said, directed by Travis Knight. Very, very well directed by Travis Knight. I think it helped that he comes from animation. He directed Kobu and the Two Strings, Paranorman, Missing Link. He also directed Bumblebee, which is hands down the best fucking live action Transformers movie they've made. Great picture. Yeah, really, really good pedigree for that. Written by a bunch of people, Chris Butler, Aaron Nee, Adam Nee, I'm assuming they're brothers, and some other story credits too. Starring just fucking a cavalcade of motherfuckers. Now, Nicholas Galitzine.
Yep, that's it. You got a first try.
Boom! I did it. He plays Adam He-Man, beautifully. Camila Mendes as Tila. Idris Elba as Duncan, obviously. Jared Leto, internet villain and villain in real life, playing Skeletor really, really well. Alison Bray as Eva Lynn, fantastically. Charlotte Riley, who I know as Tom Hardy's wife, as the Queen. You've got Marina Baccarin as the Sorceress, Kristen Rigg as Roboto. It's just a fucking great cast. Really good picture. Tell me your thoughts. What do you think about the He-Mans?
I'm going to be honest. I was not expecting much. We were supposed to go watch Mortal Kombat 2. So I went with my brother, but they didn't it wasn't playing at all. So we said, let's just watch Masters of the Universe, like both of us watched the 80s cartoon a little bit, and we both watched the Netflix Masters of the Universe Revelation, which was fun. They killed Prince Adam in the very first episode, and then the entire show is about Tila going to like the afterlife to retrieve her soul back.
And people went fucking ape shit, didn't they?
Well, they didn't, because nobody really watched it, because they made like 3 fucking shows.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But yeah. So we had a little bit of previous with this. Man, when I tell you that it started off with the fucking Eternia theme and like the 20-minute explanation of like the entirety of Eternia and like the power sword, I was already hooked. I had tears in my eyes of like this is I'm gonna have a good time, because it was colorful, it was bright, there was good music, like music that was giving homage to the 80s cartoon, but also being its own thing. The actual theme is done by Daniel Pemberton, who did like the scores for Project Hail Mary, the 2 Spider-Verse films, and the theme is also like in collaboration with him is Brian May from Queen.
Yeah, doing the swords theme, which is fucking awesome. I saw at the end. I'm like, the sword had a theme? That's great.
And so much of the theme is tied to my childhood, because I found out, because I heard it the first time and it felt very familiar, and then I found out that it's basically like the same notes as like one of my really favorite like fantasy TV shows from my childhood, and it brought back memories of just like loving loving something unconditionally. And then the film went on, and it was great. I loved the Earth stuff very much. I love that he's a nerd, and he's like, Adam is a nerd, and he's trying to just get back home. And we start off with like him giving this explanation to like on a date, and it's just, nope, get the fuck out, please.
Yeah, well, he sounds like a crazy person. So
Nicholas Galitzine is fucking insane. I like both like the way that he looks, but also like the sincereness of Prince Adam and the seriousness of He-Man. He balances fucking incredibly. But what I did not expect for this film to do was talk about compassion towards people that you might not like. Because so much of like our roles right currently and like for the past so many years has been about, you know, if you disagree with somebody, you have the right to defend yourself and, you know, say shit that's hurtful because it's the fucking internet, you know, and at the end of the film to see He-Man try to reason with Skeletor and say that you don't have to be this, we don't have to be this, you know, and then Skeletor turning and saying I'm evil just because I'm evil, right? It is the epitome. It is like Ted Lasso, but for nerds.
That's such a good way to put it. I think people would go into it with a different mindset if they heard you say that, yeah.
But like the thing is, I wasn't expecting that. And I like throughout the film, there were sprinkles of that because he doesn't want to fight. Like he doesn't want to lay down lives, and he doesn't want to like engage in violence. And for like for a leading character of an action film, an action adventure film, to have a stance of not fighting the bad guys is a very, very nuanced take for a character who comes off just from a toy.
Yeah, they're trying to give it some meaning and theme, and have a narrative propulsiveness to it. And I think people are kind of taking it, maybe, I don't know, just from the response of it, they're kind of taking it the wrong way. They think that it's trying to be woke.
Yeah.
And it's almost the reverse of that in a way that it's talking about, it's not talking about gender roles really at all. It's talking about what is masculinity in the modern era. And because, and this isn't a slam either, post Me Too, the word masculinity was almost always preceded by the word toxic, and toxic femininity as well. But if you understand what those words mean, what the actual purpose of masculinity and femininity, above and beyond, you know, in conversation or in society, I mean, those words as relates to our experience as human beings, they're inherently positive. The true masculine holds the feminine, and the true feminine holds the masculine, and they work perfectly together in the yin and yang, you know, sort of universal coalescence that you get from those two things. Truly masculine men are protective, but also sincere, can be soft and gentle and kind, but also strong, and you can lean on them. Like, it's all those things. The toxic part of it is just assholes, and it doesn't matter what fucking gender they are. It has nothing to do with their masculinity. Like, if you're thinking that a masculine man is a dude who's in a gym who has no neck and does steroids and treats his girlfriend like shit and hates trans people and is, you know, super racist, or is, you know, mansplains to women all the time and thinks they're idiots or whatever, like that kind of thing. It's got nothing to do with his masculinity. He's a fucking asshole. And the same goes for a woman. Like, if a woman is like hyper feminist, you know, super man hating, doesn't like other women who aren't like that, doesn't like other women who are prettier than her or thinner than her or whatever, that's not toxic femininity. She's just a fucking asshole. Like, it's really, really simple. If you can put in your head that those two particular terms are being used improperly in the kind of what I call like soundbite conversation, like words to incite. So things like woke and anti-woke, like woke used to be a positive term, and now it's been co-opted by the people who have a problem with it, you know? So if you can get that out of your head, like go back to the core of the language of why those words were invented and what they're actually used to describe, and forget the toxic part of it, this movie actually kind of makes even more sense, because it's showing what a true masculine is. It's someone who is vulnerable, who can be wrong, who is able to, try to reason with pure evil reason with someone who is wrong on every level. And there is true evil in the world as well, you know. So I think if you think of it that way and don't think that it's trying to make a statement or it's trying to be woke or anti-woke or whatever, just go in and enjoy the fact that it's doing these things and using these terms in a way that's actually functionally accurate. You'll kind of let go and then you'll be able to just kind of enjoy the adventure, which is more the point, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I'm reminded of something that my brother said, which is insane because neither of us were alive in the 80s. So he said, this feels like an 80s movie.
It absolutely does, yeah.
And I said, but that's what's so great about it. And I feel like what people are misunderstanding about it is that it's not woke. They've made the character for the modern audience. They've adapted to the times, and they've adapted it so well that it's incited a reaction into somebody who doesn't understand it, who hasn't adapted themselves to the modern times. Like you said, like on the last episode, it makes you feel good. Like I cried by the end, and it was just He-Man on fucking Cringer doing the classic jump pose, and I cried.
I'm sorry, when he's wearing the armor, it's Battle Cat.
I'm so sorry.
That was the bit where I was like, oh, he's riding his cat. Like, of course that's going to appeal to me.
Yeah.
I got called a crazy cat man yesterday.
By whom?
By someone at work because I have the pictures of the three boys on my phone. Like, oh, you're a crazy cat man, are you? And I was like, yeah, I fucking am. Yeah. Do you know why? Because they're better than people.
Oh, yeah. Dude, next time somebody does that, you say that and then meow at them. They will not know how to react.
Yeah, that's true. Or alternatively, I just say, well, you're just a crazy person and don't have a cool cat that you hang out with and can give you pats and regulate your fucking stress levels and harmonize with you and in terms of free. If you come home and all three cats are sleeping comfortably and one of them's on their back and the other one's curled up and the other one's in the bucket and they're all snoring, you feel quite calm because there's no other way to be. So I'd rather be a crazy cat person than a crazy person who lives alone.
So tell me, my friend, did you ever have a previous with He-Man or Master of the Universe?
I watched the cartoon when I was a kid. There is a picture of me dressed as He-Man as a young boy in the fetish gear and everything.
What?
Yep. I had a He-Man cake for my 5th or 6th birthday, which I've still got a picture of. It was good cake too. I still remember it. Isn't that fucking crazy? I have a sense memory of that cake. It's fucking vanilla sponge or something. It was bloody delicious. My mum was quite a good artist and she would paint things on the cakes. So, yeah, but in terms of remembering the cartoon, not really. I don't have many memories of it. I just know I watched it. I had a lot of the toys as well, which I gave away years ago. More for me, it was the Dolph Lundgren picture, the Masters of the Universe film, which me and Tommy did an episode on No Country for recently. That was sort of more my in. But what I did enjoy about this is that it reminded me of those toys because I had a lot of the toys without any kind of like association. Maybe I didn't see the episode where that character was on it, but I remember them, like Moss Man. All the names that he gives them. Yeah. That are a joke in his world and that you don't hear his name until the end, that kind of thing. As soon as Trapjaw came out, I was like, holy shit, they've done fucking Trapjaw. He's bright blue and he's got the fucking hook arm and it's prosthetic jaw. Like I know that the arm was CG and there's a lot of CG in this movie, but they did do a lot of makeup. Man-at-Arms looked, the helmet and everything looked right.
Yeah.
I mean, Idris Elba's black and the character isn't in the cartoon, but I don't give a fuck about that stuff. But you know what I mean? Like it all was really functional. Castle Grayskull looked like the motherfucker. Skeletor had a lot more. No, actually he had lots of abs in the cartoon. So Skeletor looked great. I think they really nailed that look. Like, yeah, it was legit. It was really bright, lots of color. You could see everything that was happening. It was, having Travis Knight be an animation director was such a benefit because he could integrate the practical and the CG really, really well. So yeah, I think that was the thing that caught me most was that it looks like You want it to look, which is why I'm confused as why everybody's got a problem, because isn't this what you asked for?
Yeah.
You know, like an actual functional, real representation of the source material.
The non-existent hype for this film reminds me of how badly I wanted people to watch Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. It's like...
that is a better movie, though, honestly.
Oh, 100%. This is just a good time. Like, Honor Among Thieves is a lot about self-acceptance, and to an extent this film is too. But this film really is, like, it's just a fun time at the movies, man. And I feel like people... Maybe it's like the fact that like the fucking tickets are so expensive, and we live in a shitty ass world that it's hard for people to actually understand that good things can exist. But it's important, you know. That's why it's important to like seek out good things, because they do exist, because they enrich your life.
The way that nerd culture or the sort of self-appointed nerd gatekeepers view all this stuff, I wonder how much of that lives into people's acceptance and expectation of certain things, especially when it's really, really deep, rich, nerdy IP like this. Like, all the people who have a problem with this film aren't who the target is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know that they're definitely playing to the nostalgia crowd, but it's a kids movie.
Yes.
You know, it's for parents who grew up on He-Man to take their children to. And it's the parents who grew up in He-Man who have the problem. The kids don't have a problem. There's no fucking 5-year-olds going, He-Man was shit. You know, so like, why? I think we're the issue, not the movie.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what what did you want it to not be? Like, I agree that it's too long. It needs to get to Eternia quicker. Like, you should have him, you know, set him up, do the date thing, and then Beastman attacks. You don't need all that shit in between. Like, you know, he could find the sword quicker, and you don't need to make a joke about nerd culture in that comic book shop or wherever he goes to find the sword and have all these fucking, you know, all these caricatures of nerd people in there. Like, I'm a nerd too, and I look like this. Like, you wouldn't, if you were walking down the street, you wouldn't go, oh, that guy's got a Spider-Man poster in his office, you know, just purely based on those stereotypes. So, yeah, all that kind of stuff. But so what's the alternative? You remove all of the character work and just have it be action figures smashing together. Like, that's not a movie.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is what the problem I have with like that criticism is that is what the film is, though. Like, it reels you in and then gives you that, you know, there's a bit of give and take between the audience of the film, you know. That's there with every fucking thing that you watch. It's there with the books that you read. There's the suspension of disbelief is a real thing.
Absolutely. And the idea that you can't have these characters like behave in a human way, and that you just want them to, like I said, fight. And yeah, that's the thing I can't get my head around. Like, what's the alternative? It can be interesting because I'm recording with Sequel Suck later tonight, and we're doing this movie, and I'll be interested to hear what those two guys have to say, because they're like, obviously, no shade to them, they're typically more critical than I am, and so I'll be interested to hear what they have to say as, you know, people my age who grew up on He-Man. But for the time being, I don't really understand what the alternative would be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remove the theme? Like you were saying before, self-acceptance, but also he's kind of accepted himself, and that there is no such thing as toxic masculinity, and that, you know, kindness is king and all that kind of stuff. But everybody else's arc, like, okay, is it more interesting to have Man-at-Arms fail and then be a drunk and have Teela have to kind of lift him up until he can find his own fight again? Isn't that more interesting than just have him be like exactly the same throughout the entirety of the film? To have Teela have to step up because Adam wasn't there, you know, to have Skeletor be so fucking insecure about, you know, and to have him abuse Evil Lynn and have her kind of fucking dig it, you know, like when he chokes her out, she kind of likes it. You know what I mean? That's some seriously fucked up BDSM shit, but not in a safe, you know, way. She's doing that in a toxic way, in a bad way, to use that word again. You know, isn't that more interesting? Isn't it more interesting that Cringer is, you know, doesn't want to be Battle Cat? You know, isn't it more interesting that the robot isn't programmed to fight that way and then does it because she's part of the team and like all that stuff. And like the guy doesn't want to be called Fisto. And like you remove all the character from that movie. Yeah, okay, it's going to be shorter, which is probably for the best, but by a huge margin because there's nothing there. It's just going to be pretty things to look at. And if you want to do that, just use fucking AI or some stupid shit.
Yeah, that's 100% true. And the thing is, if you take that out, then people complain about those things not being there, right? So like that, like you said, like there's, at least at this point, there's no, I don't know how else you do this film. This is like, it's exactly what it needs to be, Plus, it has a message. Like it genuinely has a message for its audience. And that message is fucking beautiful coming from an outdated toy character, They made He-Man relevant. And then, like, I love the fact that, like, the He-Man and, Battle Cat and all these names are like his imagination because that's the only thing he could ever, like, equate it to, right? Like, it's I love that it's not taken seriously enough for like, people to call him He-Man, right? The only thing I do like is that, Man at Arms is Man at Arms. Like, that's his fucking title. He also looks like a grenade, which is another thing. Like, it's like his whole costume. Like, when we were watching the film and my brother leaned into me and said, he looks like a grenade, I can't unsee it.
I mean, Idris Elba looks pretty dangerous most of the time, but cover him in battle armor and yeah, that's what's up.
What is the stuff that you didn't like?
Like I said, it's just too long. It hangs out in Earth for too long. Like, you get that joke quickly enough. Oh, I remember the other thing I was going to say. Who doesn't know what it feels like to want to go home?
Oh my God.
Like that's a huge draw for in terms of character motivation and stuff. He just wants to go home. Like, that's what I felt the most when he was sitting there looking at the pictures of all these people that he can only barely remember. And he lost his family. Like, he got thrown through a fucking portal, for crying out loud. And he's been looking for this sword his entire life. Like, that's, and then he does finally get to go home and it's destroyed. Like, yeah, I think the bigger ideas that are working here aren't working for people because they're too busy looking at, the design's wrong, or it's, it's trying to be too funny or whatever. But I mean, you can't make that movie and have it be super serious these days. It just doesn't, you can't have people getting around looking like that and take it seriously. So you've got to have a little tongue in cheek. But then also you have a fucking badass fight where, he says, I have the power for the first time and gets all He-Manned up and then has like a comedy fight with Trapjaw because he doesn't know how strong he is yet. Like, that's great. That's awesome. Or that fantastic fight in the throne room, after his dad gets killed, where he's chucking people for 6 and it's just fucking, it looks really good, sequence by sequence, it looks really good. The Beastman sequence where he just turns up on that fucking freeway is excellent.
The Beastman looks he looks real, man. Like,
it's some really good CG, yeah.
I don't know, like, because I know that Travis Knight talked about Cringer having like an actual stand-in, like whenever they were like petting him, there was like an actual like tiger head. That like a plastic one, obviously not a real one. Like that,
not an actual tiger's head.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, that would be inhumane,
Yeah,
but yeah, I would like to see like how much of Beastman was real in the sense of like practical makeup, or like because he like that was like the most realist part, because like when he was jumping on cars, it's cool. But then their close-ups and he looks very, very real. Like, he looks like the first time we saw fucking Aslan, man. That's a pull. Holy shit.
He really lives in the scene as well. Like, that's, I think, probably Travis Knight's pedigree of doing the work that he's done from animation and then into, things like Bumblebee, to be able to integrate those things so well. Like, the scene where they're trying to escape Castle Grayskull and they're being chased by those things that are like flying saws, and He-Man's grabbing them and pitching them for 6. Like, that all looked really good as well. And I know that the only thing that's real in that is the actor. And even then, half the time, probably not. But it's still, I was invested enough because they'd done that groundwork early in the film to set up the way that they were going to do this stuff. By the time you get to the things that are just mostly computer generated, you forgive it because you've already, you believe into the fantasy. Sorry, so your question was that I went back on was what didn't I like? Yeah, I just think it's too long. Like 2 hours and 15 minutes for a He-Man picture. No, this should be $1.30, you know, like it should be a tight 90. I reckon you could figure that out. Everybody's arc is well serviced, but there's probably places you could pull stuff out, you know, just from an editing standpoint, just to make things a bit snappier. Like, I don't mind a long movie, but it just didn't warrant that being what the material is. And I don't like that I liked Jared Leto so much, because he's a fucking piece of shit in real life. But he, like, as Skeletor, he was great. He was really, like, it was silly and but also really menacing and powerful, and completely devoid of he's really insecure, but he's insecure about not having enough power. Like, that's his whole thing. He's the perfect villain because all he wants is power. Whereas when you normally write that, it seems silly, because that's not a human desire, like, to have power in that sense. Power equates to something. If you're a person, it's either money or fame or prestige or whatever. But for him, it's just about ultimate power, and it works because that's who he is. And also how sexually attracted I was to Evelyn, and that's unlocked a few things for me. Okay, hey man, happy Pride. It's Alison Bray. Like, how can you not? She is one of the most beautiful women who's ever lived. But like, on the whole, that's really it. Was just the time, you know. And I had such a great time. I was just sitting there and enjoying it. Wasn't looking at my watch. Didn't worry about when it was ending at the time. Like, I felt the time when it was over. I was like, oh shit, that was a long one, and some sequences at the beginning. But once it kicks off, I was right there. And the kid who's playing He-Man, who's playing Adam, is really great. Like you said, he's earnest and truthful. And he's not. I don't think he could get out there and do Shakespeare. I mean, maybe he has. That might be a little insensitive of me, but he did exactly what he needed to do, you know. So I know Nicholas Castine from Bottoms, and also Red, White, and Royal Blue, where he plays a gay man. And is he a gay man? I don't know. That's what I was looking up. Yeah, right. Imagine we'd hear about that. Sorry, if they cast a gay man as He-Man, the fucking internet would have exploded. And I don't mean the internet would have exploded with people talking about it, like an explosion of conversation. I mean the internet itself would blow up if He-Man was a gay man. Yeah. There's no information about that. Just investigating Hollywood gays now. That's yes. What we're doing. That's what the end of this podcast is. What was that? Is there anything you didn't like about it before we kind of start to wrap up? It's in the same line as yours. That I did not like how much I liked Jared Leto as Skeletor, but I do feel like good move having his face. Yes, very good move. I do feel like two things though. I feel like if we are hopeful and we are if the stars are right and if the gods are good and if they fuck. Which, you know, they're gods, they can do what the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, nah, do gods fuck? Gods fuck all the time. How do you think the Big Bang, mate? Not Zeus, though. Zeus is a rapist. Zeus was a rapist, was he? Yes. Okay. Do you want to explain that? Yes. He got rejected by a girl, and then he turned into an owl and fucked her anyway. He turned into an owl and fucked her anyway. Mm-hmm. That's not a conversation I thought I was going to have today. Let's not. Yeah. What the fuck was I saying? Yeah. If the gods are right, if they're good. Yeah. If we get a sequel, I have lost the train of thought that I was on. That's all right, because we were talking about owl fucks. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I got it back. So if we get a sequel, it would be incredibly easy to replace him with another actor because Skeletor doesn't sound like Jared Leto, which is good, right? It's very like voice modulated. Yeah, it was that, and honestly, when it ended, I felt bad. When it ended, I was like, oh man, I wanted more. Especially because they set up like he's He-Man now, and he's kind of like the superhero for Eternia, and he's got to go and, you know, help those people, and he jumps on Cringer and I have the power and off you go. Yeah. And it's
Excuse me, he jumps on Battle Cat, no Cringer?
He starts on Cringer, and then they change, and then they transform into one another. I also loved at the end there where they're all like standing around laughing at nothing.
Yes.
Because that's straight out of the cartoon.
Yes.
Or stand around
100%.
after an adventure and laugh. Yeah.
My thing going into this that I wasn't really a fan of was that we didn't have Orko. And I know that Orko really wasn't a big part of the 80s cartoon, but he was a really huge part of the Netflix series, of like the Netflix animated series, because he loses, like, because when Adam dies, he loses his like magic. So like he's a really broken character until they rescue him. And then we had Orko at the end. And I was like, oh
yeah, he pops up.
I was like, this is perfect. Thank you so much. This is all I ever wanted.
It kind of plays in that sense. It felt very much like a Marvel movie. Not only just because it had
Marvel though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it had two stingers, and it's got the kind of tongue in cheek, that happened kind of humor, and it sets up She-Ra at the end and all that. It kind of felt like that, but in a good way. Like it was okay. I wasn't like, oh, you're ripping Marvel off. Like that's just the world we live in now. So yeah, it's worth your time, everyone. It's a good, fun, colourful time. Take your kids to it. It's great for kids. I can't recommend it more highly. Have a good time at the cinema. Why not? Do you have a favourite sequence or a favourite moment that you want to say before we get into questions?
Let's do two scenes or moments then.
Got to be the Beastman sequence on the like elevated freeway. I just thought it was great. It was a really good way into the reality of where we were going to end up. And yeah, he's kind of running after them through the forest and through the park, and he's like, I kind of told you everybody about this and no one believed me. I know not you people specifically, but you are, proxies for the people who I tried to tell that this was real to. So yeah, I really like that sequence. And yeah, the fight at the end between He-Man and Skeletor was exactly what you wanted. Like that moment of him trying to talk him down. It had its own act structure. Like it was kind of worked really beautifully. And then it was what I was expecting, but also I didn't know exactly what it was going to look like and how they were going to execute. And it was just a throne room fight between two adversaries. It was cartoonish and fantastic. What about you? It's
also like, just going back to that fight, like it's also like Skeletor loses that fight because he's so insecure in himself that he builds himself up so much that he doesn't expect that he will act like he doesn't expect that He-Man will actually beat him. And then when he starts to beat him, he doesn't fucking stop until he's dead. Like there's just like reaction shots of just Skeletor being like, oh, I did not expect that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a skull now.
My number one is a tie, honestly. Okay, I'll do number two first. My number two is it's very, very minute, but it's the way that Adam on Earth hugs the Power Sword when he's like led by Teela. I love it because at that point he is clutching and holding his entire world in his hand. That's home for him, and it is just it's powerful in ways that, like, I don't know how much of that was intentional. Probably none of it was, but it worked with the film and the story that they were telling. And I love that very much. My number two are I love that this film kind of makes you forget that they're siblings. That it's not, like, obviously she's not mentioned because it's setting up for the reveal at the end. But they show She-Ra as soon as the credits ended and like the Orko stuff happened, and then you see like the sword, and I was like, oh, holy shit, that's She-Ra. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, and I love that because She-Ra, canonically, and in the She-Ra cartoon that Netflix did, is bisexual. She is the bisexual queen. And yeah, I really, really, really hope that we get that, and I hope that we get She-Ra.
It was kind of a Thanos thing. Like she didn't turn around. Yeah. It's like, well, clearly they haven't cast that yet.
Yeah. And my number two is I have a hunch that He-Man is gay because when he leans in to kiss Teela, Teela doesn't lean in because she knows that Adam doesn't want that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, right. All right. Well, look, I mean, whatever, whoever's sucking and fucking in Eternia, whatever, there was all sorts of beast men and moss people and fistos you can get down with over there. Like there's that I think everybody in Eternia must be pansexual.
They should. They'd
have to be, right?
That should be like the government law.
Yeah. You can't be in a world where there's a possibility to fuck like a half a beast person and a moss person and have that be and anybody be straight. Like it's just not
it's like the Wolverine thing that, like you said, like he's been alive for hundreds of years. He has had every cake of every flavor.
Yeah, he ate all of the muffins, all of the breakfast cake. Yeah. The other thing that happened as well, when I went and saw it, it was just me and this one other dude. And he, maybe I mentioned this in the last episode, but he was like, "Hey man, that was pretty good, wasn't it?" I was like, "Yes, strange hippie person, of course it is. It was a good time." And he was like, "Yeah, movies are so serious these days. It was good to just have a bit of fun." And he was fucking right. He was right on the money. Thanks, hippie dude. I appreciate you. Do we have any questions briefly?
Yep, we have one.
Let's do one. Oh, is it Chaz?
Yep.
All right, everybody. It's our new favorite segment. It's Chaz.
Pitch the audience a film/series for any toy into epic story and how to market that story. So he did write his answer, so I'm going to read that first. Chaz's pitch is, my toy is Vibe-E. The vibrator scientist gets mutated with metal vibrator and accidentally transported back in time by a witch. He has to stop crimes in Victorian England while he's a vibrator. Dude, what?
Okay, you know how we were talking about before, I'm going to send you some weed? Chaz, can you send me whatever you've got? Because that sounds great. He's doing fucking mushies and DMT. I don't know what the fuck's going on. That's fantastic. Excellent. Mine's a bit simpler. There was a cartoon series called Centurions, and it was these three dudes who all would like have special battle armor put on, and one was for air, one was for land, and one was for sea. You do that, but it's a San Andreas style disaster movie. And they have to, like, there's things falling out of the sky, there's earthquakes going on, there's tsunamis, and they have to be, you know, responsible for their individual element. And you market it, you do a viral marketing campaign where it starts as, it looks like news footage, and then you see a Centurion fly in. And
that is so fucking dope.
I am full of it, mate. Don't even worry. I've got so many ideas, I can't even stop.
Mine is very simple. Ben 10, who's a little older.
So he's Ben 11. Sorry, it's a terrible joke. He's in his mid-20s, okay.
God damn it.
God damn it. 5 years I've been on a podcast with this fucking white idiot.
No, because there's a character in Ben 10 called Kevin 11.
Shut up.
Yes. It's the trio. It's Ben 10 because his name is Ben Tennyson, and then Gwen, and then her fucking partner or like boyfriend, Kevin 11. I'm not kidding. Right. This is serious.
Those Man of Action guys, fucking Steve Seagal and all those dudes. Oh, fucking man. Joe Kelly.
Dude.
Insane.
They struck gold. They really did.
Yeah. Oh, man. As soon as they got out of comics and into animation, they became billionaires.
Yeah. So, okay. It's Ben 10. He's a little older. He's lost Grandpa Max. And so basically what the pitch is a live action version of the first two episodes of Alien Force, which is that Grandpa Max is fucking gone. He doesn't have the Omnitrix anymore, and there's an alien invasion. And so he has to get the Omnitrix, find the aliens, and find Grandpa Max.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. Fucking make it happen out there, Ben 10 people. I know you've got plenty of money. Fuck. Excellent. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us again on Film Addicts podcast, talking about Masters of the Universe 2026. Check that out too, and check out Ben 10. It's a good show.
Yes.
We'll be back next week with an episode on Spider Noir. Very excited about that. But until then, Addie, you are a master, Beta.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
And you, my friend, are eternal.
Ooh, that's much less offensive than my one. Anyway, thanks, folks. We'll see you again next week. And remember, fuck people who don't like it. Yeah, Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
Or Disclosure Day, for that matter. Sorry, fuck hate.
Love Vince and have the power all you want.
Do it. Fucking, they have it in Eternia. they're having the power with each other every day. Good night, everyone.